Hey guys, and welcome to Work Wednesday. Now, last week I mentioned that this week I was going to talk about not letting your dream get in the way of your dreams. So I'm going to go back and tell a story of when I was young and what made me finally realize what I was going to do with the rest of my life. So I was 15 years old. Didn't have my license yet. I was riding around with my bass player because he was like a 21-year-old kid who took lessons with my guitar teacher at the time. And so the guitar teacher set us up. It's like, this guy plays bass and he needs a band and you need a bass player, so you should have him join your band. And so his name's Tim, but I'll leave the rest out because he might not want to be mentioned here. And he was a good guy, and he would go all over the place with the drummer and I. The three of us would just go like to Guitar Center. We would do errands and stuff like that, and he needed a new bass. And there was a guy selling, I think a Samick or something like that in Oakland. And so we went together as a band. We were like, let's all go as a team and buy the bass for you. So we showed up to the guy's house, and the guy welcomed us in late night too, like 10 p.m., but you know musicians. And there's a small house, maybe one bedroom, living room, kitchen, bathroom, just the guy living there. And he and I got to talking, and he said, hey man, I can't complain. I'm living the dream because music pays all my bills. And that really struck with me. I remember that moment talking to this guy, sitting on his couch about to buy this bass with the bass player, and I was like, wow, you can do it. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a millionaire, you don't have to be a superstar, you don't have to be Picasso to be a painter, you don't have to be Andy Warhol to be a painter, you don't have to be huge. And I'm using painters as examples so that people who may not have the dream of being a musician can still decide that they can do it as a writer, right? You don't have to be Emily Dickinson, or I don't know anything about writing, so I'll stop there. So the idea is that, or what idea this stuck with me, was that you don't have to be what you thought you were going to be in order to call yourself a success and still have your dream come true. So this goes to what this week is all about, which is don't let your dream get in the way of your dream. So back then when I thought of making it, I thought, okay, making it is going to look like this. I'm going to start playing in a band, we're going to get noticed, a record label's going to come up to us, they're going to do our album, the album's going to sell, and then we're going to be touring the world. That's when I was young, and then I met this guy, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just play music and have fun and make that my life and just put all into it and see what happens, because maybe living in a one-bedroom apartment when I'm in my late 30s isn't gonna mean I didn't make my dream. I live in a two-bedroom apartment in my mid-30s, and I'm about to sell it and buy a really big house. Try to just see what it's like to pay the bills. Try to see what you have to do, even if it's not what you thought your dream was, to get that first paycheck, to pay something. You don't have to wait until you're famous to consider yourself successful as living your dream. Your dream could literally just be you work in the music industry. So, I know this one's going to be a little bit longer than I had hoped, but I'm going to cite some examples. If you know anything about me, you know that I am part owner of a pedal company called Copper Sound Pedals. We're in competition with this company right here, Yellow Cake. I'll use that as my thumbnail for Ryan. The guys at the shop, I personally feel have made it in their dream, because they're all musicians. and they're all working in the industry with other musicians and paying the bills with what they love. So they've made it. Like that's it. That's what it is. Each of them is a musician professionally. Even if they're building electronics for other musicians, they're doing it knowing what musicians need and supplying what they need in the industry. Each of them, in my mind, has made it. They've made the dream. That is the dream. Right? That's another avenue where I've made it. So I think that's really the key to this. Accept the fact that you won't have your dream be what you thought it was. Now, how to kind of get there, I'm going to go more into it in detail in another video, but diversify is a big thing. You always hear business people say, diversify your portfolio if you're investing in blah, blah, blah. As you invest in yourself, diversify what you're doing, because you never know which one of those avenues is going to be the avenue that takes you to your dream. It's what I've always done. So I played in church bands. I played in my own bands. I write my own original music. I play other people's original music. I play in musical theater. I help run a successful wedding band. I run a pedal company, help run a successful pedal company. I make it sound like it's all about me. There's lots of other people involved, but the point is that's 7 different avenues of musical success. I teach. There we go. And now I'm starting a YouTube channel. 9 different avenues of musical success, right? They're each successful in their own way, and some of them pay a lot more than others. Ones you wouldn't think pay a lot more than others. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean that any of those avenues isn't successful. They all pay. They're all successful. But you don't know going into it which one is going to be the one. And you don't know in the long run which one is going to be the one. So the one that pays the most right now, realistically, is probably not going to pay the most 30 years from now, because I may not even be doing it anymore. So you have to diversify. You have to do that from whatever age you're at. I don't care if you're 18 or 14 and you're 5 watching this, or if you're 60 or 70. If you want to do something with what you love, do it, but do every avenue you possibly can and learn as much as you possibly can along the way. Alright, that was a very long Work Wednesday video, and I'll try and make it shorter in edits, but I'm running late for my making it job, so it's not going to be edited very much. Sorry about that. I'll make the next one better, I promise. Alright, until tomorrow, enjoy. I've already shot Friday's video, so I'll be wearing the same shirt, just not the hat. Oh, I got a haircut. Have a good one.